सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल डिफेंसिस को और दबाइए बेल बटन को ताकि आपको मिल सके हमारी वीडियोस की अपडेट सबसे पहले।
The Indian press reports on the intensification of work in the framework of the AMCA 5th generation fighter program. Recall that earlier India decided to withdraw from the FGFA joint program with Russia, which provided for the creation of a new generation aircraft. New Delhi put forward a whole list of claims, including lack of implemented stealth technology, previous generation engines. With this exit, India threw itself away from obtaining the latest fighters for several years. It was decided to create our own version. To this end, the implementation of the AMCA program began. Indian columnist Neelam Matthews writes that the country's Air Force is now feverish working with HAL to obtain a 5th generation multi-role fighter. At the first stage, it is planned to form 6 AMCA squadrons, with the first flight scheduled for 2024. The first aircraft of the new generation is planned to be put into service with the Indian Air Force by 2029, and by 2036 it is planned to release an upgraded version of the AMCA Mk2. According to the president of the Society of Consultants for the Aerospace and Defence Industry of India, R. Sopori, a promising Indian fighter of a new generation must also have an export potential. India has formally kicked off the acquisition process for 6 more long-range Neptune 8I aircraft from the US, while a plan is also underway for fast-track procurement of 6 Predator B armed drones amidst the ongoing military confrontation with China. India is extensively using the naval P8I patrol planes, which are packed with radars and electro-optic sensors as well as armed with Harpoon Block 2 missiles and Mk-54 lightweight torpedoes, for surveillance missions over the Indian Ocean as well as eastern Ladakh. The Navy had inducted 8 Boeing-manufactured P8I aircraft under a $2.1 billion deal inked in January 2009, while the next 4 will be delivered from this December onwards under another $1.1 billion contract signed in July 2016. Top defense sources on Friday said the letter of request for 6 more P8s for around $1.80 billion has now been issued to the US for the government-to-government deal under Pentagon's Foreign Military Sales (FMS) program. The US, in turn, will soon send the letter of acceptance after congressional approval. The contract should be inked by early next year, said a source. Concurrently, the armed forces are examining an emergency procurement of 6 Predator B or Weapons Sea Guardian drones from the US in wake of the ongoing confrontation with China along a 3,488 kilometers long line of actual control, especially in eastern Ladakh. With India considering an invitation to Australia to join the next Malabar naval exercise, a top US diplomat has said that Kangaroo's participation in the drill along with the other 3 Quad members will be hugely beneficial to reinforcing behaviors that are going to be necessary for them to defend their mutual interests. Deputy Secretary of State Stephen P8I made the comments in front of the members of the Senate Foreign Relations during a hearing on US policy regarding China. India is considering inviting Australia to the next edition of the Malabar naval exercise. Sources familiar with the development in India said that New Delhi was favorably considering Australia's interest to be part of the Malabar exercise, and a formal decision is likely to be taken in the next couple of weeks. The indication of India's willingness to include Australia in the Malabar exercise comes in the midst of a bitter standoff with China in eastern Ladakh. India just recently invited Australia to participate in the Malabar exercises, which is now going to allow all 4 members of the Quad to participate in a military exercise together that will be hugely beneficial to reinforcing the behaviors that are going to be necessary for us to defend our mutual interests, Mr. P8I said. Quad or Quadrilateral Coalition represents 4 countries: India, Japan, Australia and the US. So far, India, Japan and the US have been taking part in the annual naval exercise that started in 1992 as a bilateral drill between the Indian and the US Navy in the Indian Ocean. Japan became a permanent member of the exercise in 2015. A UN report on terrorism has warned that there are significant numbers of ISIS terrorists in Kerala and Karnataka, noting that the Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent terror group, which reportedly has between 150 and 200 militants from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, is planning attacks in the region. The 26th report of the Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team concerning ISIS, Al-Qaeda and associated individuals and entities said that the Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent operates under the Taliban umbrella from Nimruz, Helmand and Kandahar provinces of Afghanistan. The group reportedly has between 150 and 200 members from Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, and Pakistan. The current leader of AQIS is Osama Mahmood, who succeeded the late Asim Umar. AQIS is reportedly planning retaliation operations in the region to avenge the death of its former leader, it said. According to the report, one member state reported that the ISIL Indian affiliate, Hind Vilayah, which was announced on May 10, 2019, has between 180 and 200 members. It said that there are significant numbers of ISIL operatives in Kerala and Karnataka states. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has decided to ban several mobile applications, mostly of Chinese origin. Officials familiar with the matter said the applications Hello Light, Share It Light, Bigo Light and VFY Light have been removed from the Google Play Store and Apple App Store, the official said. The government had, in a similar move last month, banned 59 applications, including popular video app TikTok, in the backdrop of India-China standoff in Galwan Valley, in which 20 Indian soldiers were killed. Banning the apps, the government had said that they were prejudicial to sovereignty, integrity and security of the country. The apps were found to be operating despite the ban via these versions, amid the official